AM 970 WSTX.
With no further ado, would you just go ahead and introduce yourselves and let's talk about the women's race and other pertinent things the Women's Coalition is doing.
Well, we're really excited to have the 32nd, like you said, it's an institution in our community. This is our 32nd year. And it is called the Women's Race. We're going to be in Frederickstead this year on June 5th, Sunday. It starts at 4:45. Registration over there will be at 3 o'clock. This is a great community event. We normally get anywhere between 300 and 400 runners that come. We want to encourage the entire community to come out and support us. And it's a good way to raise awareness around domestic violence and sexual assault, and it's also a good way to raise some money for the Women's Coalition and all the important work that we do in the community.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so this is the 32nd year.
32nd year.
And who has the history on this race? Talk to me a little bit about the history, some of the faces that we see in this race sometimes, because since it's not open to everyone, they're not going to see my face, okay? But you take it, all of you going to be out there walking or running, right? That's right. A community thing.
It's a community thing.
All right,
absolutely.
Fantastic.
So walk, run, skip, jump, push a stroller, jog, whatever anybody wants to do. We are dance down the street, whatever they want to do to get those 2 miles. It's 2 miles, so I think everybody can do about 2 miles.
All right.
And we've had as young, we've had babies being carried by moms and pushed in strollers to women over the age of 80 participating in our race. So it really is multi-generations.
All
That's
right.
true.
Fantastic.
And
fantastic.
even some wheelchair participants.
You opened the door for me, because I have a very good friend that I am saying, hey, you got a community here, and you live in that independent life. I want to see you at Relay for Life. They get away with not coming to Relay for Life, so I beaten up on them now. I said, I better see you in the women's race.
Right.
Okay?
We do. We have.
But definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
we have
my good
awards
friend.
for that, and so it's a good time for everybody to come out and be supportive of one another. And the history, we have to give a special shout out to Wallace Williams of VI Pace. He was there at the very beginning. He, with Mary Mingus and several other board members, this was their brainchild back 32 years ago. It's the oldest fundraiser for the Women's Coalition, oldest community event. So, and it has grown. You know, we go back and forth between Christiansted and Frederickstead. Right. We did, like you mentioned, in our 30th anniversary, we opened it up to all people, men and women. And we did that because that was our special anniversary year.
Oh, okay.
And we're not ruling out that we can't do that again in the future for another special anniversary. So we'll see about that. But we do encourage men to come out and support the women in the community.
Definitely. So it's a 2 mile course in Frederickstead. And folks, as they said, this is a fundraiser. It's $15 when you pre-register and $20 if you wait till the day.
That's right.
Okay? So if you got $5 you don't need, come late.
Okay. We have a special for young girls, 13 and under. They can register for $1. They don't get a T-shirt, but they can run or race for $1.
Okay, so when you pre-register or register under the regular, you get a T-shirt in the process?
Yes, for $15.
Oh, fantastic, folks. Okay, all right. So you got, the clothing benefit, folks. So if you want to spend $5 extra for that shirt, go ahead, no problem. It's for a good cause.
That's right.
But we appreciate if you sign up earlier so that they can definitely have a better handle on what the turnout is looking like in that context, okay? And I'm going to take the liberty to talk a little bit about your sponsors, unless you had something you were going to say, okay? Because as I always say, WSTX is a community-minded station, and we are always happy to see when the corporate and private sector community are stepping up to the plate and making sure that these things are successful. So I see here that we got Sonia is there. Okay, so Caribbean Reservations, Inc., Bank of St. Croix, Denali Asset Management, ADT Security, AARP, and Banco Popular. And that's just for start about major sponsors, okay? And I call these names because, folks, next time the Women's Coalition come around and asks, will you sponsor us? Just know that it also says that WSTX will mention you, and you're going to get some mileage for your sponsorship.
Right
on.
Okay?
Right on.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's in particular. Okay?
Yes.
Those are the major sponsors. Okay? We have some. And one of the things, ADT Security is one of your sponsors. Well, we were involved in refurbishing, rebuilding a house, and we put in ADT. So, I'm going there, and me and my big fingers pressing thing, and apparently I missed one of them. Next thing I know, police show up at my door. And I said, Lordy be, I love it, I love it, I love it. Because you see, it works.
It works.
Okay? It works. Okay. So anyhow, but, the contributing sponsors, we got Pediatric Care Center, Broadband VI, and Continuum Care. And then we have supporting sponsors, of course, WSTX. I got to mention WSTX. It might not be here on the paper, but we're supporting. Because I see aisle 95 here trying to get their props. So let me say WSTX supporting. Okay. American Infrastructure Development, Sunny Isle Developers, Team Consultants, that's TEAM Consultants, and Scotia Bank. All right, that's two banks. All right, I'm glad to see our banks jumping in and doing something here with these things. Okay, fantastic. And then we got patron sponsors. We got Quality Auto Parts, Nancy Proctor and Lavonne Wise, Polly's at the Pier. Hey, great place to have an early breakfast before you go to work. Okay, Stericyl International, Dr. Mark Jerome, and Plaza Extra East. All right, okay. And I'm saying this, these are the people who have stepped forward in terms of formal sponsorship. But we know that the real power of Women's Coalition is the community support that you've gotten over the years. And I'd like you to talk to that a little bit in terms of our conversation. Whoever wants to step up to the plate, just a little bit about the community involvement and support, because that you're here for the community.
Well, it's just really important that everybody get behind the Women's Coalition of St. Croix, because the doors are open 365, 24/7, and we don't turn anybody away. They help and heal and restore people that are victims of violence and domestic violence and crime back to their lives. And so it's really important, because this could happen to anyone. It's not just a woman's thing. Anybody could be a victim of crime. And so it's really important that, we take care of each other, protect each other. And this organization is there to help restore people back to their lives. So we just want everybody to get behind this event, all of our events, but especially this one, because it's the 32nd annual one. It's fun.
Okay, you don't really need that to talk, just come up to the mic and talk. All right? So, no, the headphones are mostly for when people call.
I'm one of those patron sponsors. I put my money where my mouth is. I'm asking you to help support. I'm going to support it too.
All right. Okay, well, fantastic. And I want to say, for me, it's a learning experience. My exposure to the women's race has mostly been as a onlooker, and people I know involved in it, and not being a runner like that in that context. But I like track and field, and I like the community spirit of what I see going on here. And when I think Women's Coalition, I think about part of the village. Part of the village that's looking out for the village, not just a child, but the whole village, okay, in that context. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to also add that the Women's Coalition is a volunteer organization. It was formed through the work of volunteers, and we still depend on volunteers in the community to help us. All these events that we host are really driven by volunteer support in the community. So that's people helping people, and people coming through who understand that without the support, without us supporting each other, we can't really get anything done. So it's
That's
really
right.
important that everybody come together and join in the fight to end violence in our community.
All right. Okay.
I want to give a special shout out to our
Go for it.
volunteer victim advocates, because I think that's the cornerstone of the Women's Coalition. It's been a program that's been there from the very beginning. It was volunteers, like Debbie said, that started the organization, and then these group of amazing volunteers go through vigorous training, a 40-hour training, so that they can respond to victims of crime, victims of domestic violence, victims of sexual assault at the police stations, at the hospital, meet them where they're at 24/7. So when our office is closed, they can call our hotline and they can get an advocate on the call and on the phone to talk to, or that advocate will go in person. And so that is all volunteer. So we really have to, those people go on call at least once a month. Some of our advocates take it 2, 3, 4 times a month. You know who you are. That does that amazing work. And so they really are the cornerstone of our work and what we do in the community.
Well, by contrast, you got a tooth acting up and you got a toothache, maybe you're lucky if you find a dentist, and maybe you're lucky if you get an appointment a month from now.
Yeah.
Women's Coalition here 24/7. You know
24/7.
that there are people here trained, which means confidentiality, which means sensitivity, which means professional approach to things to help. Nobody interested in getting your business. They're here to help. Okay.
Support without judgment is something that we always say about what we do.
Okay. Support without judgment. Okay, that's fine. And whether it's you, VI Rescue, or whoever, that phone ring, and people know something happened, they jump in the car, gone to the hospital, police station, whatever. That's a serious thing, to know that we got folks with that kind of commitment.
That's right.
Okay, and they're not on anybody's payroll.
That's right.
That's their personal commitment to the community. Yes. All right. Well, I really appreciate what Women's Coalition is doing in that regards. And of course, I maybe you all talked about it before, but I see y'all in a brand new building. Not so new now, but it's a brand new building, okay? And you've been through the trials and tribulations of people coming and ripping off your kappa and all of this other stuff, and having to fire first, and then they came in and you got a new building. They came in and they rip out all your copper and all your stuff. And it's like, so this is definitely a labor of love that you all are involved in, and I see you taking steps. And we're the ones that right next door to you, the green building right behind you. See, we cleared out all in there and everything because. Oh my goodness, when you went back there, you thought you were in the jungle before. It's so dark and overcast in there, but now anybody come through there, the neighborhood watch is definitely there. ADT is there, and everything else, so forth. So we're there being a good neighbor in the process also.
We appreciate that, for sure.
All right, definitely. All right, so women's race, Sunday, June 5th, 4:45 p.m. And that means that registration starts at 4:45, or the race starts at 4:45?
The race starts at 4:45.
All right. So if you need to register, you need to come like a half an hour, 45 minutes.
Starts at 3.
At 3?
Yeah, it
registration?
starts at 3.
Oh,
So
okay.
we encourage you to get there. If you have not pre-registered, please come early, because, there's always that last-minute push. But if you get there 3:30, that's a great time to get there.
All
if you
right.
haven't registered
Well,
yet.
we have our folks that just insist on paying that extra $5.
That's
okay,
right. We'll take
and
it.
we're not
That's all right.
complaining them. We know it's for a good cause, and we rather you come,
Right.
and that's the most important thing, that you come and participate. Okay.
And we do have some pre-registration stuff going on, if we can mention that.
Okay, talk to me. And you know what? I tell you what, I'm going to throw out something. If you are thinking about going to the women's race and you want to call WSTX 7730390, 7730490, I will sponsor your registration. Okay? So if you're listening out there and you're thinking about going to the women's race and you want to save whole $20 because you know you are Crucian timer, okay? This is your opportunity. So you call, make a commitment and an appointment with them so they can pre-register you. I will sponsor you your entry into the race. Okay? So all right, WSTX, the community-minded station, and Doug with his silliness up here does more than just make people laugh, okay? This is about community. All right, so talk to us a little bit about pre-registration and related stuff, okay? Pull up to the mic.
Sure. On Saturday, June 4th, we will be at some special locations from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. We'll be at Cochules, Kmart Sunny Isle, Kmart Sunshine Mall, and the Frederiksted Post Office. So you can register and get your snazzy t-shirt at the same time.
All right, fantastic.
We'll also be registering at the office, our Christiansted office, as well as at Closet to Closet, our thrift stores, now through Friday. And you can also do it online through Friday. So we have an online registration. If you go to our website, you can see it there. You can connect there. You'll have to come pick up your t-shirt either at the office or the day of the race, but you can do it online.
All right, all right. Well, I tell you what, if that's the case, I know I said if you call in, but if you happen to go by Women's Coalition office and register right now, and you're hearing what we're talking about, tell them to send one of these wonderful ladies a text that you came in and you signed up and you heard about it on the radio, and you could win that sponsored attendance and save that $15-20. Okay, but the bottom line, I'm going out of my way because it's one of those things, community involvement. That's how you make a difference. You jump in and get involved.
That's
so
right.
I definitely, I've removed one barrier for somebody. Okay,
That's
definitely.
wonderful.
All right, good. Yeah, and it's a 2-mile course. Run, walk, skip, talk, mellow down the road. Well,
That's right.
whatever you do. The bottom line is have a good time and support a worthy cause.
That's right.
All right? If you want to come, King Kong for plenty. I know that you have some interesting costumes. Come to the Women's March, man. I know you could put on a good disguise. Yeah. Nobody gonna know till it's done.
We also have a special guest performance by local reggae artist Tia, accompanied by the namesakes, Tish and Jan. So that's going to be fun. That's a new thing that we have this year. And DJ Myron's going to keep the crowd moving with his great music. So it's going to be fun.
All right.
It's always fun, but we have a little something special this year.
Well, WSTX is streaming all over the world. So all kind of people listen. And I got some friends in Atlanta who know some people who know some people. So I just have a question for you, all right, which you don't have to answer. But if my dear show up, you're going to turn her away? Anyhow. We were talking. All right, good. Most definitely. All right, keep it light there. All right.
And we also have another special thing that's going to happen. For those who pre-register, 35 people will win a special commemorative hat for the Coalition's 35th anniversary.
All
so
right.
it's another incentive for you to pre-register because you could win a really cool cap.
All right, good. Okay, folks, these are the kind of things that I like to hear because it's like it's fun, it's exciting, it's one of those things where it's like, wow, I won. I was at a presentation the other day for United Way. I'm sure you folks interact with them somewhat, and they gave away some prizes, and one of the guys said, "What? My name? I don't ever win nothing," and it was just a nice thing because it was just a spontaneous, natural outpouring, and I don't win. Well, folks, you could win this cap. And if you call now or you go down to the office for Women's Coalition and pre-register and get them to send one of these wonderful ladies a text, you could be sponsored by Doug Canton WSTX community-minded station. So it's there. Let me see.
Also, we are encouraging the schools to get involved. We have a prize for the schools, the fastest team, and the school team that has the most participants. So
You get a special trophy.
Yes.
All right.
and are recognized at the race. So we really want young people to come out.
Oh,
and
you all
support
had
our work.
a bunch of goodies, man.
Yeah.
Just keep them coming. Keep them coming. I love it.
Yeah, right.
And Aileen Springer, a fantastic soca, is going to do our warm-up, so you're going to be ready to race.
Oh, okay.
You'll have a good warm-up. You'll be ready and pumped up, ready to go.
All right. That's fantastic. Everybody going to get a good stretching,
right.
a good wind up here, and otherwise loose and limber. Nobody getting any cramps going down the road because everybody going to be ready to go down there and do what they got to do. Okay? This is fantastic, but this is how you do it. This is how you do it, because in the end, it's really a beginning counting down toward the next year in that sense. And that way we can have, if there's one place we want recidivism, is in support of you folks, okay?
Yeah.
Keep
All
coming
right.
back.
Keep coming back.
In the context of supporting this cause, all right? We want to keep organizations like Women Coalition well supported in the community, because it's the community supporting itself when it comes right down to it.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
And I had one more thought. We also encourage businesses and organizations. If you have a book club, come on down, bring the team. If you've got a mommy's club, come on down, bring the team.
That's right.
Right?
Wine club.
Wine club, come on down. Put the glass down, come on down.
That's right.
And then you can have that later to celebrate after
That's-
you have done the 2 months.
That's right.
All right, fantastic. No, this is what we have to do. You know, whether it's the relay for life, or the women's run, or all the way up to Christmas, where they have the Cruiser Rican breakfast, where you have your little how should I say, relaxed tramp. Because we ain't trying to get juvenile competition, but it's about community and people. And a lot of it is really about renewing friendships, seeing people you haven't seen in a long time, having that conversation and reminiscing. That's really what it's all about. It's about community. So what you're doing is very much appreciated in that regard. So come on out, folks. Bring the whole family.
Yes.
Bring the whole team. This is about fun. And guys, I want to see you out there.
Cheering
I
us
want to
on.
see you out there cheering and supporting, okay? Because they're going to be there for you. They're going to be there to support you. And from day one, from birth to now, you know that women have played a very important role in all our lives, from birth to all the way down the road. So don't stop. Don't think that they walk done. All right, you got to give them their flowers, their support, their reward every way along the line, because they're there for you. All right, so definitely, man, I want to see you out there on the sidelines cheering, okay, jumping up and down. I don't have any extra pom-poms, otherwise I'd have passed them out, but
Maybe at the
definitely.
race.
Okay, all right, good. No, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm really happy that you all were able, and I want to just tell the story, because a policeman tracked me down. I have this friend call me up and said, you know, and I see my phone ring and I see this name. I said, wait, no, I was trying to reach them the other day, literally, and I didn't get through. And I said, wait, now I want to know if the phone's still working. All right, I'm in East Day and West, just keeping in touch. So I answer the phone and they tell me, oh, I said, oh, you're calling me now? You're checking to make sure I'm still alive? How you mean? Okay. And they said, well, no, I calling because I got police looking for you. So my ear gone up now. Okay. So I know that you have a member on your board that is from the Virgin Islands finest. Okay. And he tracked me down and we were talking and he said, oh, and da. I said, but wait, no, only now, you should have arrested me a long time ago, because I was ready to go jail for Women's Coalition a long time ago. You should have come and tracked me down so I could give my testimony. Okay, so I'm so glad that you folks caught up with me, that we could be here today. No, but seriously though, and I'm saying that one, I didn't know he was on board, and I was
Yes.
standing out in the street the other day, and he drove by, and I hailed him up. I didn't think he even realized it was me till I hailed him up, you know. And it's a small world, it's a small community, and as such, we have to do these things that build the web of support
That's right.
within our community. And I really want to commend the Women's Coalition for the role that they've played, the consistency that they've had in that role. Because, you know, sometimes organizations come and organizations go, or they remain in name, but the function just kind of wanes. And I have to say that Women's Coalition has been consistent over the years, and I hope for many more years to come.
So do we.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Okay, well,
As long as
and
we're needed.
anything else you want to talk about in the process? Because I know we're talking about women's race. Well, what Women's Coalition does is a much broader spectrum than just the race. The race is a fundraiser, a support device for the functions that you do throughout the rest of the year. So, folks, yeah, we have a race coming up,
That's right.
but the race is symbolic of the race that's going on 366 days a year.
That's correct.
Okay? The race is symbolic. So when you see the 300, 400 women out there, it's symbolic because the race is going on every day of the year, and a whole lot more people than that are touched throughout that whole year, have the benefit of counseling, hand-holding, pointing in the right direction for resources and other other things that can be beneficial. Education. All right, so it's one of those things where we as a community always have to look at these things as in we're really supporting ourselves.
Yes.
That's
Right.
what it's about.
And I do think that there are, even though you said we've been consistent for 32 years, there are people that don't know about our services. So we're very happy to be able to come on here and tell people about that and spread the word about what we do in the community. And as you mentioned, we do counseling, hand-holding, victim advocacy. We mentioned the 365, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day work. We also provide a high school diploma program, which a lot of people don't realize, at our Children's Center, the old Doc James office.
Yes.
And we do that. We have a Junior Angels program, which is for high school students who want to do community service in the community. We also run an emergency shelter, transitional housing for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault and stalking. We have our thrift stores, Closet to Closet, Home Store, and Shabby Chic. And like Debbie mentioned, education, community awareness, policy advocacy. We're out there trying to fight for better laws to protect victims, to protect victims of crime and domestic violence and sexual assault. So all of those things we do and we reach out to the community to do. And we're always looking for input and we're always looking for volunteers. So if anybody wants to stop by our office to do that, we welcome them. You can call us at 773-9272 or visit us on the web at WCSTX.org.
Okay, WCSTX, Women's Coalition St. Croix.
Right.
Just break it down
That's
to
right.
the letters WCSTX. Now, I have a quick question for you. I mean, I passed by the old Doc James office and I see the young people out there and so forth and so on. Tell me a little bit about the programs that you run out of there and the community support of how you keep it going.
Yeah, that's an amazing program. I mean, originally that office and that program was founded to provide after school and summer programs to neighborhood kids. A lot of those neighborhood kids now are grown and around, so we've evolved. So now we are providing a high school diploma program called Project Link. And this has been in partnership, particularly with Department of Labor, has been very consistent with that partnership. Unfortunately, our funding from Department of Education hasn't necessarily come through for us, but we found an amazing partner with Aquin Mortgaging Services, an amazing EDC company who has really stepped up this year and helped keep that program going. This is our 7th year. We'll have graduates in December of this year. We have adult learners, so we've had students up to the age of 60 years old who haven't yet got their high school diploma, as well as young as 15 is when they start. So we do have some youth and some adults that are there. We have about 20 students right now, and we have tutors that are providing one-on-one instruction. Dr. Sue DeVario is oversees that program, and it's a partnership with the American School, which is an accredited school, to actually offer a high school diploma. This is not a GED, this is a high school diploma. And so we've had now 7 classes of students come through there, and a lot of those students, we've had amazing success stories, go on to serve in the military, go on to college, nursing school. A lot of them then participate in online career courses afterwards. So all of that is happening down at our Children's Center at the old Doc James office. as well as, like I mentioned, our Junior Angel program, which is for high school students. That's a partnership with the Community Foundation of the Virgin Islands, where we get funding to provide small stipends for high school students, and they do amazing community service work. So they work with the coalition, they work with the animal shelter, they've worked with, go out to schools, do tutoring, that sort of thing. So,
I have a
great
complaint.
work. Oh.
I have a
I'm ready.
complaint.
I'm ready.
I got a complaint against Women's Coalition of St. Croix. Why y'all keeping so much secrets?
We don't keep
No,
it
but I'm just
secret.
saying, I live in the neighborhood and I pass, but I'm so glad I asked the question.
Yes,
Come out
yes.
open now and Tori jumping out.
Right.
Okay, this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really great programs and really uplifting. It's really nice to see some of our clients that come through counseling are now going through Project Link. So, there's a lot of entryways into that program, and it's really great to see people really making a difference with their lives. We have mothers and daughters that have been through that program, and mothers say, I want my diploma to hang on the wall next to my son or daughter. So, I mean, it becomes important for the entire family, and so it is a great program, and we really have to really thank Auckland Mortgaging Servicing for doing an amazing job of supporting us with that
I'm so
program.
glad you came full circle back to them, because I was going to mention that their name is popping up in quite a few places in support of 501c3s
Yes.
in our community.
Yes.
And I am so happy to see that recurring support in our community. Not just from them, you have others like Innovative or whatever. Let me stop because the list is probably too long. And somebody going to say, okay, you call their name, we want to talk about what we're doing too. I don't want to overwhelm everybody here, but it's really important to point out that we have folks in the community who are consistent, not only in terms of the delivery of services like what you do as Women's Coalition, but also in supporting what
We
you
need
do.
them.
Yes.
They're our partners in all that we do, and without their support, we couldn't provide these amazing programs. So,
Well-
and a special shout out to Sonia too. She has been consistently a sponsor of ours for many, many years, and consistently reaches out to us. She reaches out to us. We don't have to, she says, I want to give you this and support you. So I have to give a big shout out to Sonia for
I'm so
her
glad I
years.
get to come in here and talk about the women's race, because I wasn't going to know about all of this other stuff
That's
if
right.
you didn't come here today. All right. Well, keep us in mind, whether it's 6 months from now or when the next women's race, let's talk about it from 2 or 3 weeks out and do a review and to talk about these other things that Women Coalition does, because it's important that the community understand that it's people think Women's Coalition, they think domestic violence, those things you've got in the psyche of the people of the Virgin Islands, but there's so much more
There is a
that
lot.
you do. And we need to get the word out there, especially today. We have whoever is listening, but tomorrow things tend to wane. So plan on coming back and visiting, and let's talk about these other programs in particular, okay? Some of the folks who contribute in terms of doing tutoring or other volunteer services. I know some of them might be afraid they mic, okay? You see, when public TV go out there with a camera and they play shy, covering up the face, you ain't covering your face, folks. You can see you, right? But some of them might be shy. But just say to them that, hey, WSTX, the community-minded station, is concerned and has invited you personally to come up here and talk about the good works that you do
That'd be
in
great.
support of Women's Coalition. Definitely,
great.
okay? So the next time you come back here, it's not just the women's race. Hopefully long before the women's race, so we could talk some more about these programs and help to keep this reverberating in the community.
Yes,
Thanks,
for sure. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I am so glad the policeman tracked me down, and I'm so glad that he decided to give me a warning rather than a full-blown ticket. That I have you all here with me today to be able to talk about Women's Coalition, and let's just do a quick recap here, because I know you got a lot going on. So it's like you can't just spend all day here with Doug. But let's get folks back on track here with the women's race coming up this weekend, this Sunday, folks, in Frederickstead. Hey, they rotate between Christiansted and Frederickstead. This year is Frederickstead, okay? And you can get more information if you want by calling 773-92 72. That's the number here on the poster. And I want to tell you folks that if you come late, it's $20. If you come early and pre-register, it's $15. And since it seemed like that nobody gonna call the station and nobody gonna send a text and get this free sponsorship, I'm going to let you guys walk out of here with it. Okay, so folks, either I could give them the money and they could just keep the money, or I could give them the money and you could go in the office and say, I hear you on the radio and I want that free ticket. And they don't get the money, folks. They don't get the money. So make sure you get the free registration. I'm throwing it out there since the phone ain't ring and nobody ain't claim it. I'm going to let them walk out of here with it and it's there waiting for you. So if you want to be in the women's race, you have a friend or someone else who wants to be in a women's race and you want to attend, remember, race starts at 4:45, and I think from 3 o'clock we start the registration process that's going on there. All right, and it's a 2-mile course. You could walk, run, skip, as I said, talk, melee, go down the road, whatever you want to do. Enjoy yourself and support a good cause.
Just one more thing I wanted to point it out. You can also follow Doug's lead and sponsor a racer if you want to. You can stand on the sidelines and be a cheerleader, but you can sponsor a racer. And we're also on social media where we've been giving out a little bit more special information on the event. So we're on Facebook. Thank you, Doug. He just gave his contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, well, I ain't going to be here talking, and
I know.
because then you might really be going down the road talking, man.
We'll get the police come after you for sure.
Yeah, I had to put my money where my mouth is. So, folks, if I got quiet for a few seconds, you know what happened, right? The money was talking.
Yeah. We're on Facebook, WCSTX. We're on Twitter. Our handle is at WCSTX. We're also on Pinterest at WCSTX. So please follow us and engage with us and get more information about the women race.
All right, folks, there you have it. This Sunday, 4:45, the women going to be going down the road, making all kinds of records, including how much melee could talk in 2 miles, okay? So come on out and root for your best runner, skipper, walker, chatter, however you want to do it. Men be out there on the sideline cheering them on, all right? Bring the kids out there, have them line the place if they're not participating, and support the women's race this Sunday with Women's Coalition. And remember now, come early, like pre-register, you'll get for $15. Come late, well, we appreciate the extra $5, no problem. But if you're really, really on top of it, WSTX, a community-minded station, has made it possible that you can be sponsored. But hey, first come, first serve.
Thank you so much, Doug.
All right, fantastic. Good. I am so glad that we made this hookup here to get you folks in here, all right?
Awesome. Thank you.
So I'm looking forward to your return now, okay?
All right, we'll be
I'm
back for
I'm putting a
sure.
bounty out on you.
We're going to be back. Don't you worry.
All right, good. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, there you have it. WSTX, your community-minded station, and we've got the Women's Coalition and the women's race coming up this Sunday at 4:45 p.m. in Frederiksted. This Sunday, June 5th. Hey, be there or be square. Come on, folks. We support each other by supporting Women's Coalition and other fantastic 501(c)(3)s in our community that are in turn supporting us, because that's what it's really all about. Okay, fantastic.